Hey guys, I'm Michael Bishop. I'm going to be discussing the powers granted to Congress, the President, and the states within the Constitution and Bill of Rights. Congress has many powers delegated to them by the Constitution. Many of these powers are found in Section 8 of Article 1. They also have powers granted to them in the necessary and proper clause of the Bill of Rights. What are some of Congress's powers? In Section 8, Clause 11, they can make and declare war, and in Clause 13, they can raise and support armies. In Clause 7, they can establish the post office. And in Section 8, Clause 2, Congress can borrow money on the credit of the United States. And in Clause 5, they can coin money and regulate the value. We've all seen how much trouble that can cause. And in Section 8, Clause 1, Congress has the power to lay and collect taxes, which explains where all your paycheck is. The powers granted to the President of the United States are found in Article 2 of the United States Constitution. And some of the powers of the executive branch and the President are: in Section 2, Clause 1, the President is the Commander-in-Chief of our United States military, including everything from the Navy, Army, Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard. In Section 2, Clause 2, he can make treaties with foreign nations, provided that 2/3 of the Senate approves. And he also has the authority to appoint members of his cabinet, such as the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Education, and Secretary of Homeland Security. And the 50 states are also granted powers throughout the 10th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Some of the powers are: states have the power to maintain the education system within their respective states. States also have the power to maintain the welfare systems. Another important thing is states can maintain their highways and roadways that are not federally funded. And they're also responsible for their National Guard and militia under the Adjutant General branch. That is all.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Latini, and today I'm going to be teaching a lesson on the U.S. Constitution and the branches. First off, I just want to tell everyone that the Constitution is the basic law of the land. It sets up the office of government and how they work, and it lists the powers of the government. These are the three branches of the government. First, we have the executive, legislative, and judicial. The legislative branch is the lawmaking branch. It is led by the Congress, and the Congress is split into two parts: the Senate and the House of Representatives. Next is the executive branch. It is also the management branch, and it has to be elected by the people. And you can serve up to 2 terms, which one term equals 4 years, so a total of 8 years. Does anyone know who makes up the branch? If we click, the President, the Vice President, and the members of the Cabinet. The Judiciary branch, and this decides arguments against laws. It is led by the Supreme Court, which are chosen by the President in a total of 9 justices. This is a quick quiz for kids to just come up and answer the question if they know it. All you gotta do is pick up the word and drag it to wherever you think the answer is. Which, that's not the answer. But say question number 1, the 3 branches of the government. We have the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. Alright. And then here's a few questions to call out to your students. We just did that one, but if we asked why are the 9 justices on the Supreme Court, like why 9? And we'll click this and it'll tell us. So it's an odd number, so there cannot be a tie. And the rest, you just tap them and they'll all show up. And this website is a game that your class can play. It's 2 players, but you could do 2 teams, like splitting your team in half. here for the class to play. And that's it.
Hello, my name is Kia Hunter, and today I will be teaching you all about the Constitution of the United States, better known as the Bill of Rights. Everything that we'll be talking about on this section of the activity, you can just click on the link at the front, and you will be able to scroll down and you'll find everything that we discussed, every point for the Bill of Rights, and you'll find other links to go to as well. Okay, first on the Bill of Rights, we have freedom of speech, press, religion, and petition. And this means Congress can make any law about your religion or stop you from practicing your religion or keep you from saying whatever you want or publishing whatever you want, like in a newspaper or a book. And Congress can't stop you from meeting peacefully for a demonstration to ask the government to change something. Yep. Second on the list is the right to keep and bear firearms. Congress can't stop people from having and carrying weapons because we need to be able to defend ourselves. Third on the list are conditions for quarters of soldiers. And this means you don't have to let soldiers live in your house except if there is a war. And even then, only if Congress has passed a law about it. The next on the list is right of search and seizure regulated. Nobody can search your body or your house or your papers and things unless they can prove to a judge that they have a good reason to think you have committed a crime. Provisions concerning prosecution. You can't be tried for any serious crime without a grand jury meeting first to decide whether there's enough evidence for a trial. If the jury decides you are innocent, the government can't try with another jury. You don't have to say anything at your trial. You can't be killed or put in jail or fined unless you are convicted of a crime by a jury. And the government can't take your house or your farm or anything that is yours unless the government pays for it. The right to a speedy trial, witnesses, etc. If you're arrested, you have a right to have your trial pretty soon, and the government can't keep you in jail without trying you. The trial has to be public so everyone knows what is happening. The case has to be decided by a jury of ordinary people from your area. You have the right to know what you are accused of, to see and hear the people who are witnesses against you. You have the right to help. You have the right to help you get witnesses on your side, and you have the right to a lawyer to help you. Right to a trial by jury. You also have the right to a jury when it is a civil case, meaning a law case between two people rather than between you and the government. The rule of construction of Constitution. Just because these rights are listed in the Constitution doesn't mean that you don't have other rights too. And last on the list is rights of the states under Constitution. Anything that the Constitution doesn't say that Congress can do should be left up to the states or to the people. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Durkeisha Dale, and today I'll be doing a lesson on the U.S. statehood process, how Congress has traditionally proceeded. The Constitution merely declares that the new states cannot be created by merging or splitting existing states without the approval of both the U.S. Congress and the states' legislators. Otherwise, Congress is given the authority to determine the conditions for statehood. The Congress shall have power to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations respecting the territory or other property belonging to the United States. And that can be found in the U.S. Constitution, Article 4, Section 3, Clause 2. The typical process. Historically, Congress has applied the following general procedure when granting territory statehood. The territory holds a referendum vote to determine the people's desire for or against statehood. Should a majority vote seek statehood, the territory petitions the U.S. Congress for statehood. The territory territory, if it has not already done so, is required to adopt a form of government and constitution that are in compliance with the U.S. Constitution. The U.S. Congress, both House and Senate, passed by a simple majority vote a joint resolution accepting the territory as a state. The President of the United States signs the joint resolution and the territory is acknowledged as a U.S. state. While some territories have significantly delayed petitioning for statehood, including Alaska 92 years and Oklahoma 104 years, no valid petition for statehood has ever been denied by the U.S. Congress. I'm gonna have to redo that part.
You want me to stop it?
I'm gonna have to edit.
And go.
While some territories have significantly delayed petitioning for statehood, including Alaska 92 years and Oklahoma 104 years, no valid petition for statehood has ever been denied by the U.S. Congress. Okay, and here is, again, well, okay, on this page here, you'll be listing the steps in order in which territories are granted statehood under the Constitution. And you just drag them into the right place. The first one is the territory holds a referendum vote to determine the people's desire for or against statehood. The next one would be should a majority vote seek statehood, the territory petitions the U.S. Congress for statehood. The third one is the territory, if it has not already done so, is required to adopt a form of government and constitution that are in compliance with the U.S. Constitution. Okay, the fourth one is the U.S. Congress, both House and Senate, passed by a simple majority vote a joint resolution accepting the territory as a state. And the last one is the President of the United States signs the joint resolution and the territory is acknowledged as a U.S. state. And that concludes my lesson. Thank you.